Hey everybody, Ken Coscia here, the author of and creator of the Trust Your Intuition Academy. Welcome and greetings on this unusually warm winter day. Today our topic is understanding the language of intuition. And the question I want to begin with while we're waiting for people to sign in is, are you divinely inspired when you have those hunches, those feelings, or are you playing it safe? So let's take a look at that, and this would be our topic, just a short little video to explore that. If you've been following my work, you know that this is one of my favorite topics. It's my area of expertise. It's something I've been working with for now 46 years, hard to believe. And I'm just so fascinated and inspired by all the stories and examples. And I know, I'm talking to the choir here. You've grown to appreciate your own intuition, your inner wisdom, your inner compass, that Google of your mind. So many different terms. Even science has so much speculation or wonder about this. But we know for sure that somehow, some way, we get information beyond our five senses. But the question is it reliable, or is it a distortion to the truth? And that's what I hope to help you with today. It's just a simple example. For example, I just came back from getting my hair cut, and I was talking with my stylist, and he had an unusual, well, maybe you've had this experience too. Some time ago, recently, his car got sideswiped in the parking lot while he parks. And he said that when he left the car there was still some snow and ice in the parking area. There was a driver going into the bank, and he walked away feeling uncomfortable, thinking, something's wrong, I gotta move it. Well, apparently his car had been hit in that very same spot maybe 6 months or so ago. And he dismissed it, said, oh, no, I'm just worrying. It couldn't be. It's not going to happen again. Went into work, came back many hours later, and guess what? Bam, the car had been hit. So how about you? Have you ever had experiences like that yourself, where you have been confused or misled because of some of the, I call them distortions? In my Trust Your Intuition Academy, or in the Silva Life and Intuition System, the immersion experience, we spend 4 solid days looking at how to activate, how to work with this, and how to understand it. So here's the question. Let's go back to the original question. I want to keep it simple. When you are having a hunch, a gut feeling, or you're feeling inspired, when we study the language of intuition, regardless of who you read, regardless of who you're studying, we often hear the tip. One of the tips is when it feels right, when it feels good, when you feel like it's just flowing effortlessly. Yes, that's usually a good indicator that this is divine inspiration, intuition, a gut feeling, inner wisdom guiding us. I agree. I've given that advice myself too. I've offered that tip myself also. However, not to complicate things too much, however, it's not that simple. And admittedly, it's a skill like any other skill, and it doesn't happen overnight. And if you've ever admired somebody who's so highly intuitive, what you've got to keep in mind is, it's not a gift that this person was born with. It's a gift, it's an ability, it's a potential we all have within our brain. The difference between someone who seems so intuitive, so skilled, is practice, practice, practice. And they spend time, many hours over the years, not days. It's like transformation. Transformation takes time. Transformation takes work. So I want to say right here, I want to acknowledge you for even caring enough about yourself and making an effort. It's not that simple. I'm with you on that. And too often we get confused. So one takeaway for you is practice, experiment, play games. So let's take a look at that, and I can offer you a takeaway tip. So the point was this: we're feeling inspired, we're feeling yes, we're feeling good. And that could be because it's right for us. It's an intuitive insight. I agree. Or it could be because we're in familiar territory. It could be because we're in the same old, same old. Now, why is that important, and what's the relevance? We all know, and if you've studied anything about the brain, neuroscience, or any aspect of the brain, we know biologically we are wired. Number one priority is survival. Number two, security. That's simple. Everything in the body, everything in our nervous system, everything within us is wired pointing in that direction to make sure that we survive and are safe and protected. And we feel safe when we are in familiar territory. We see this over the years. I've coached so many individuals and had been blessed with so many of you in my trainings. And sometimes we begin to understand that, I say this with respect, that sometimes we wallow in a problem, or we do nothing about it, or we don't take action because it's predictable. And you've maybe even heard some of your family or friends say, leave me alone, you're a young whippersnapper. I've been living like this for 50, 60, 70 years or whatever, or 20 years. And I'm not about to change. And what they're really saying is, it's more comfortable to live in the predictability of the problem, be it a health problem, a psychological problem, a lack of money and abundance. Because to grow, to advance, to heal, to prosper, to create abundance, to manifest more of what you want, ain't gonna happen unless what? You know, we take action and we do something. And that's my biggest observation I've noticed, is that people are not, they call it fear of success. Nobody in their right mind is afraid of success, but we know instinctively or consciously, let alone unconsciously, that in order to grow, be better, prosper, build that business, double our income, enrich in that relationship, have more love in our life, can't be same old, same old. We got to do something different. Because if it's same old, we keep doing what we've been doing, we're going to keep getting all the same results. Again, I know you know that. And the same is evident when it comes to trusting your intuition. That sometimes we feel comfortable, we feel yes, because it's safe, it's predictable. And that is the risk. Not all the time, of course. So I invite you to ponder this, to reflect on some of your own experiences with respect to that. So to understand the language of intuition, you need to have markers, signposts, distinctions, so that you can contrast when your intuition is on the money, yes, and when it's not. When it's maybe fear of failure, fear of success, when it's, fear of losing something, fear of not working, fear of failure, lack of confidence. I know there's many in this short video, too much to attempt to cover now. The only way to distinguish that is through direct experience. So what I want you to start doing, and here's the takeaway, is whenever you have, whether you listened or not, an insight, like my hairdresser who didn't listen about moving the car, and he got sideswiped again, same place by the way, journal that. It's a marker. It's a distinction. And study the feeling, the thought, or the visual pattern. Note it. And when you're on the money and you did listen, either way, note it and begin to look for distinctive patterns. In the Silva method, in our trainings, we call it a point of reference, a signpost. So the question is, what's the difference that makes the difference between when you're divinely inspired, guided, in alignment, and when it's nothing more than playing it safe, feeling good? Quick example. is, those of you know, I've been doing this a long time, and I admit I'm old school. I'm old school, though, who's still so inquisitive, and I love to learn, and I ask lots of questions. And I find myself over the past half dozen years or so, I'm attending webinars just like you. I'm attending marketing seminars. I'm learning how to get my message out there. I'm attending programs. Barbara and I just came back from a 3-4 day retreat on meditation in Florida. And oftentimes when I make a decision to do something like this, I'll get a feeling of, I admit, I'll second guess myself. And I'll start wondering, is this the right thing? Is this a good use of my time? Is it a good use, investment of my money, my time? And that's often I found that when that happens, it's not because I'm not being divinely inspired. It's not because I'm not in flow. It's because I'm doing something so different. I'm so out of my comfort zone, doing something that's completely foreign to me, especially when I attend some of these high performance programs, marketing programs to learn how I can reach you more effectively. And when we go out of our comfort zone, we don't know what to expect. And each and every time, once I'm there, I feel a relief and I realize, yes, I made a good decision. So that's what I mean by how it can be confusing. Now, of course, other times you just get that feeling of yes and you follow that. So what I'm asking you to do is journal your experiences, pay attention to them, and make note of when you're on, when you're off. And what's the difference that made the difference? Now, let me just acknowledge some of you. I'm so happy you're here, and I'm not able to read the screen. The font is so small. Let me see. Hold on one sec. I'll cheat and take my cheaters. I just want to say, hey, Sinem and Bogdan and Ekterina. Oh, wow. And wow, so many of you. Maciek and whoa. Rehan and Gio, Bogdan. Wow, hello. And thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for also sharing this. Perhaps there's somebody you know who could benefit from this, like you are here. You guys rock. Thanks so much. And if you're resonating with this, if you have not already, please visit my business fan page, as they call it, on Trust Your Intuition. So it's in my name, Ken Coscia, but it's got a lot more videos, training videos. They're not just, hi, how are you? They're training videos. Great content about managing your weight, about reducing conflict, about trusting your intuition. And I invite you to go. And if you like it, and I'll be thrilled if you haven't already, like the page, help me get the word out. Real simple. So until the next time, I will do my best to be here more frequently. I've got quite a schedule. And if you have any comments or requests, put them in the comment section. I will read them, take a look, and if I can accommodate you, I'll be happy to. All right, guys. So, again, thanks for being here.